All right. Hello. Super excited to be here today. And just a reminder on these lives, I will be diving straight into the topic and answering any questions or comments afterwards, just to keep these short for anyone who is watching live or catching the replay. But if you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and drop them below. But I am ready to talk about something that a lot of us experience, but don't know how to fix, and that is mom butt. So you know what I mean? It's the flattening or just kind of loss of shape in your booty that seems to kind of sneak up on us while we're pregnant and, especially after having kids. And so the good news is it's not totally our fault, and it's very normal. And best of all is it is fixable. So today I'm going to break down why this happens and sharing kind of some simple steps to rebuild your glutes and just feel strong and confident again. So if you're ready to say goodbye to mom butt, go ahead and stick with me. So first of all, let's talk about why this happens. So there are a lot of changes to our bodies postpartum that make just total sense when we think about what we're going through with pregnancy and of course afterwards in postpartum. So one of the reasons is muscle weakness, and this happens due to posture changes. So during pregnancy, your pelvis kind of tends to tilt forward, and it is doing this to make room for baby. And so this also changes how our glutes work. So they stretch your glute muscles and they make it in turn harder for us to use. So additionally, after you have your baby, your posture shifts again. This time you have a little bit more of a posterior tilt, meaning you tend to tilt your hips forward, and you do this to kind of hold and carry your baby a little bit easier. So this is very, very natural. Your body is just kind of counterbalancing the weight of your baby. And a lot of us, of course, are also spending time sitting, holding, carrying our babies in this position. And so having your butt tucked can also lead to weak or underused glutes. So let's also, number two, let's be honest, mom life is busy. We spend a lot of time also just sitting, nursing, rocking our babies, and we also sometimes tend to kind of carry on one side, which can also throw off our body alignment a little bit. And so especially in those early stages postpartum, we tend to spend a lot of time, again, sitting, nursing, lying down. And because of this, we're simply just not using our glutes as much as before. And so this means our glutes are just not getting the work and activity that they need to stay strong and shapely for. So a whole other layer to this is also our pelvic floor, which changes your pelvic floor and your pelvic floor muscles, which work with your glutes to keep your body stable. And so if those muscles are weak, which is super, super common postpartum, it can make it harder for your glutes to do their job. So does this sound familiar at all? If so, go ahead and drop an emoji in the comments or just let me know if this is resonating with you. But number three is there's this hormonal side to it as well. And so during pregnancy, your hormone relaxin makes your joints and ligaments looser, which affects your pelvis instability. So additionally, if you're breastfeeding, your body pulls from areas like your hips and your glutes, and it does this in order to produce milk. It's taking that fat from those areas. And so it's just really amazing what our bodies can do, but it also kind of leaves us feeling like we've lost some of the curves that we used to have. So, okay, now that we know what is causing mom butt, I want to talk solutions. So there are some simple and really effective ways to start rebuilding your glutes. And so the best way to bring your booty back is through strength training and building glute strength. And so we really want to keep your strong glutes because this does a number of different things. And so it reduces your risk of injury, it protects your knees, it provides stability for your body, and improves your athletic ability and mobility. So some of my favorite exercises include hip thrust, squats, deadlift, glute bridges, and lunges. And so you can start with body weight exercises, and then we want to, of course, load the movement. So adding resistance, we can do this through bands, through lighter weights when you feel ready. And of course, we want to be working on our technique as well. That's really, really important as we are loading that movement. But another important piece of this, as I mentioned earlier, is posture. And so if we can fix your posture, that will help as well. So if your pelvic is tilted, we want to try to work a little bit better on alignment. So you can also do work on this through stretching your hip flexors and strengthening your core. And this can make a really, really big difference in your posture. And of course, just how you carry yourself. It's going to give you a little bit of extra confidence. So you can do this kind of to see what your posture looks like. You can take a peek in a mirror and just kind of look at your side profile and see if you need to tilt your hips a little bit more forward, if you need to tilt them a little bit more backward to kind of have that stacked look where everything is in alignment, you're upright. So, of course, you can also think about this when you're wearing your baby, you're holding your baby, rocking, standing with them, and that will help a lot. So if you are postpartum and you are rebuilding your core and your pelvic floor, we also want to think about this because this is key. And so these muscles work together. They work in tandem with your glutes. So do not skip this step. So especially if you can go see a pelvic floor therapist, highly, highly recommend doing that. So even small things like walking or hiking can also naturally engage your glutes. And this is one of the things that I recommend most for postpartum moms who are in that early stage is just to get out and get walking. This can really, really help with helping your glutes fire again. So the key here is consistency. That's what I say all the time. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but doing it consistently will also make it manageable if we're doing it just a little bit every single day. So I know as moms, our lives are really, really busy. So just starting with like 5 to 10 minutes a day, you can do some glute bridges as your baby plays next to you, or maybe some squats while you're waiting for dinner to cook, or, you're comforting them. And so all these little things throughout the day really do add up. So I do want to open it up for questions. So if there's anything that's on your mind when it comes to rebuilding your glutes, definitely go ahead and type your questions in the comments and we can go ahead and chat. And so some of the questions that I get a lot from moms are, do I need a gym for this? And so, no, a lot of these exercises you can do from home, just with body weight or some resistance bands. Some moms also ask, like, well, how long is it going to take me to see results? And of course, this depends on consistency. It depends how quickly you are able to build muscle and your genetics. But a lot of women can start noticing some changes in just a few weeks with consistent effort. And so I hope that this was helpful. This was short and sweet, kept it under 10 minutes today. So remember, your body has done some really amazing things, and rebuilding your strength is about feeling good and not chasing perfection. So if you are ready for the next step, you can go ahead and send me a PM and we can chat about how I can help you create a plan that really works with your life and go ahead and get those glutes back. So also you can go ahead and tag a mom friend who you feel like might need to hear this today. But thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and you got this, and we're here to help you every step of the way. And I hope to see you back next week.